Hello and welcome to the Blackout, where I get to talk to amazing people doing amazing things. And today I have, I want to call you a mental health advocate. I know you'll say you're not, but you're also a bodybuilder and a fitness. I don't want to say junkie.
Wow.
But Chassidy Sule, thanks for coming to the podcast today. So I remember seeing your Instagram, like, oh wow. And then, you kind of have one for bodybuilding, but also one for fitness. How do you spread the two? Like, to you, bodybuilding is obvious, but why not combine the two? Why do you want to keep them split?
So I have two accounts. So one of them is just like personal use, like day-to-day outings, friends, family, whichever. And then the other one is just like anything fitness related.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the second one is just like fitness and bodybuilding. It's not really like bodybuilding and then like
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I was so let's rewind then. How did he get into which one came first? Was like bodybuilding or fitness?
Fitness for sure.
How did that start for you?
Well, basically I got into fitness because it was more of like a mental health thing. So I was like, okay, what's a healthy outlet for me to, release feelings in a healthy way. And so fitness was just kind of my thing. And also just like really uncomfortable with like where I was like with my weight and stuff. So that was kind of like what got me into it. And then as I started, I was like, okay, like I really like this. And then like there was like that thought in the back of my head where it was like bodybuilding. Like I wonder like how that would be. Like it's random, but like I didn't really know much about it to be like, oh, let me just get right into it. So I actually met with someone and she did it, and she did a category, like it's called figure. So
what is that about?
So figure, so it's, well, I didn't do the category, so in like lameness terms, pretty much they look for like a wider back and obviously definition in your quads, your thighs, and pretty much that's it.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more, but again, I didn't do that category, so I don't really know much about it. I just know that the whole point is that there was more than just the one category. So oftentimes when people think bodybuilding, like, oh, bikini, they have to be really tiny and skinny, and it's not what it is. It's deeper than that. So, doing a sport like that, you realize that it's more than just, oh, you have to be small or you have to be skinny, or it's not that.
What category did you compete in?
Which category? I did wellness. So for wellness, they look at like capped shoulders, so like very round shoulders. They don't really look at the back, but they do look at the quads, so the thighs. That's like huge. That's like honestly number one. It's it's quads and glutes. They look at those two things. Basically, your whole body has to be pretty even. So obviously, your quads have to be somewhat larger than the rest, but they look at the full symmetry of the body, and pretty much, yeah. So
okay, so you're doing a fitness thing, like I like it. What do you like about it?
About fitness or bodybuilding?
No, fitness, because that's
Fitness, honestly, I view it as therapy, to be honest with you. No, for real. Like it's like, I don't know. I enjoy going because like it makes me feel good, like mentally and physically. So like it's obviously the results are there is what makes you want to keep going. But that's honestly what I enjoy the most, is how it makes you feel, which I think is the most important thing, right? You do things to feel good. So
it feels painful. It's difficult. It's like you're pushing this like
but like, okay, so but things that are difficult, you learn from them, right? And I find it keeps things exciting when there's always a challenge. So, with the gym, there's never just like a spot where you just hit where it's like, okay, I've hit the goal, or I guess it depends on what your goal is, but it's always room for achieving more. Like it's never like, okay, I've done it. That's it. It's always room for like improvement. And I just find it's fun. It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do the fitness thing and then you meet this friend. They talk about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
What do you have to do to prepare for your first competition?
Well, the discussion was more so like fees. Like, okay, what am I looking at money-wise? Because it's a very expensive thing to do.
Wait. So I don't know. Okay, let me tell. All I know about it is there is a documentary on Netflix about this woman that was into bodybuilding.
Oh, really? I never seen that.
She killed her husband.
Oh.
I should have led with that.
Yeah.
I should have led with that.
Yeah, we should start with that.
But it's, you know what? Honestly, I don't know how Netflix does it, but they have the craziest documentaries. You know, like Tiger King and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know that. Also, I just know that, like, it's a ton of work. It's like a ton of work, right?
It is, yeah.
But I didn't know that you have to pay money to do it. Because me, I'm thinking, you know, you're going to the gym and then... What what are the fees for?
There's lots of fees. That's also something that people don't know. They're like, oh, let's just get into the sport. Let's go on the stage. No.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously you have like, if you have a coach, which I would recommend.
Wait, why do you need a coach?
So it's just good to have someone to keep you accountable. Like, honestly, it's great. Like, people say, you know what, I can do this myself. I don't need someone to like, but like, sometimes your coach sees things in you that you don't see in yourself. So especially when you hit points during prep where you think like, okay, I'm not going to look like this, or I don't think I can look like this, or am I doing this right? Like, your coach is supposed to guide you and keep you on the right track.
Okay, so how do you now choose our coach?
Well, honestly, it's hard to just kind of be like, okay, I don't really know, because it is a difficult decision. You kind of have to base it off of like who they've coached, speak with those people, their experience, kind of get their feedback, and then decide if you want to go with that person. And so basically with the coach, every week you take check-in pictures, you take your measurements.
Well,
so
is it one like you kind of based on the thing you have to do your quads, your glutes, your shoulders, or wow?
Well, yeah. So like for measurements, I would be doing everything. So I'd measure my calves. I'd measure
like
quads.
Tape and stuff.
Yeah, like the measuring tape, just wrap it around. Like quads, basically your waist, your chest, your shoulders. Like you have to measure the width of the shoulders.
So from there to there.
Yeah. So you have to put those measurements in.
You need help, right? Like you can't measure yourself.
Well, so I don't know. Like, you kind of get used to it.
Oh,
like at the beginning, I was like, okay, this is awkward.
Right.
Like, what am I supposed to?
Yeah.
But I guess you just get used to it.
Okay.
So yeah, you get those measurements in, you submit them, and then that way, like, your coach can see if like which plan is working for you, which not, where adjustments need to be made. So food wise, like if they feel like, okay, we're not making progress here, we're going to make an adjustment to the meal plan.
Is it the same coach that does that, or do you have a different coach for?
Well, every person's different. So with my coach specifically, I'll give her a little shout out. Her name's Kelsey Wilson. She is great actually, but she does posing. She also does meal plans and preps you for the show. So it's great because for a lot of coaches, they don't also do posing. So you have coaches that provide a meal plan and a workout plan, and then you get on stage and you don't know how to pose. So it's like, you know, you get the best of both worlds when you got a coach that can do it all, which that's why I like Kelsey, because she gets it all done.
So like a coach has to be someone that has won something, right?
Well, a coach that knows what they're doing, because like you don't want to get on stage and you're like it's nothing worse than getting on there and not prepared. So it's great because she does know what she's doing. She has done shows for years and did very, very well in shows. So yeah, it's good to have a coach so that you can have some sort of guide, Mark, especially for someone that's never done it before, aka me. So
is it like I don't want to say career track, but you know, is it like what typically happens? You learn, you compete, then you coach, or
Well, for a lot of people, yes. Some people do go that route. They will be like, okay, I know enough to guide someone else. So I know some people that are doing that. Me, I don't really know if that's something that don't think that's something that I, want to go down that road. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of money involved for
how do you, is it
sure.
monthly or per? How do?
Well, okay. So each coach is different. So
Oh,
I've spoke with some different coaches where they've done they don't do like plans where it's like, okay, you pay a set fee and you're good for like 6 months or whatever. Some
oh,
of them are like month to month.
yeah. Month to month seems cheaper to me because
Yeah.
like the 6 months, you might be like, how you gonna get that money in the
Yeah.
first
But it
place?
also depends on like how much they're charging for the 1 month, right? So
Right, because it
like
might add
it could
up.
be and you're like doing the calculations because theoretically you don't know how long you're gonna need.
That was gonna. That
So
was what I was gonna ask. So, say
yeah.
you, how far ahead do you have to start preparing for a competition?
I feel like again, each person's different. Like it depends on like how your body is responding to workouts
Mm.
and meal plans. So when I first started, it would have been November 2023, November 2022. Yeah, no, because that would have been just last year. I feel like it would have been November 2021.
Okay.
And then basically I was on like a building season type thing where I was on a meal plan, but I wasn't in any like I wasn't really in like a calorie deficit. It was more so the purpose of the plan was so that I can build on the off season. So usually prep starts at like 16 weeks out, which where my show was in July, I would have been way, way before 16 weeks out. So November to pretty much I think like June so would have been or actually I think maybe May. Whatever point would have been the 16 weeks out.
So they give you like a plan to do like what you do in the gym and stuff,
Yeah.
what you eat,
Yeah.
and then how do you meet them? Like, are they there with you in the gym or just?
So some coaches are able to train with you in person. My coach actually lived in Abu Dhabi, I think is how you say it, in Dubai. So she used to live in New Brunswick, but she, I guess, moved over there. So everything with her was
The
through,
time is insane.
yeah,
Like the time difference. I mean,
yeah. So like a lot of it was through like not FaceTime, but like video chat and communication through like messaging. Which it definitely it can be difficult because if you're not used to doing something like that, like a sport that's different,
mm,
it can be hard, but it is what it is. I felt like I didn't really need someone to hold my hand in the gym, but it would be beneficial to have. Like it would be great. Like it's definitely something that I would consider like if I was to do it again.
mm.
But I do really like my coach, so I'm like, I don't know.
No, I remember like I watched too much TV, but Abu Dhabi seems to be where a lot of fitness is happening. Like CrossFit have
Yeah.
competitions there, bodybuilding. So I mean, and they have a ton of money. So
Yeah, like honestly, the coach like you make a lot of money as a
yep,
coach. I will tell you that right
yep.
now because I was doing calculations in my head and I was like, the amount like no, it's crazy. So when you said fees, it would be like meal plans, like building plans. So that's for the coach yourself. So you're
Mm,
paying for a coach. So for the time that I paid, I did the year plan. Obviously, her plans changed. Not everyone has to do that plan. I did the year plan, which was $1,500.
mm.
So that's for a coach. That doesn't include groceries every week. That
Oh
doesn't
yeah, it's true.
include,
You have to buy the food,
you gotta
right?
buy food, the supplements. Those are not cheap or expensive.
How do you? There's so many of those things, though. How do you like? And they almost always seem to have the same ingredients. How do you
Yeah.
now even
Well,
decide?
okay. So for instance, my coach actually specified and put like isolate protein. So there's whey protein and then there's like isolate protein. So like isolate is kind of like it's good if you're trying to like cut. lower calories ways if you're kind of like trying to build essentially. So I was on a very lean bulk. So my coach wanted me to gain as little amount of fat as possible.
Well, yeah,
as I'm gaining muscle.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So then when I go to the supplement store, I just have conversations with the like workers, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for this. Can you tell me the difference between this and this? Can you give recommendations? Like, do you think that this protein is better for this? You know, those things. Then you pick out what you need. Obviously those fees, but then you also have like a registration fee for the competition. You have to be a certain member, like it's called like a CPA member, which I had to register. It was like $100 and something, and that's to just pick a category. You have to register and then pay more money when you pick which category you want to do.
Oh, so you register to pick, and then when you pick the category, you're paying in?
Yes. Yes. It was like, so I had to register and then pay that, and then depending on how many categories you want to do.
Oh, you can do more than one?
Yes.
Why would you want to do that?
So, because for instance, where I did wellness, there's different categories per like height and stuff. So for instance, there's novice, which is if you've never done wellness before.
Okay.
You do that, but then there's also a category based on height. So because I'm 5'9", I'm not going to be judged against someone that's like 5'3" or 5'4", because it's not fair, because the symmetry of your body is not the same. So it's going to look different. So you're going to be based in a category with people that are your height.
So they put everyone in the, so you're going to be in the wellness novice 5'9"?
Well, it would. Well, it wouldn't be called 5'9". The categories are like A, B, or C.
Right.
And like, say for instance, C would be from like height range of like 5'9" to whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's a range. It's
There's
not
a
like
range.
okay.
So I guess the chances of you placing, it's better to do more than one category, because if you do just one, you don't place at all. That's it. You don't get no.
What number is placing?
So it's like they just give like first, second, and third.
Yeah.
I think it
so
might.
So you're fourth.
Exactly. If you're fourth, there's no medal, there's no nothing. So pretty much, if you only did one and say you placed fourth.
But what if like you really worked so hard for that one, and
then it is what it is. Like, they don't feel bad. They look and they say, okay, yes, no. Like it's pretty black and white. So then after that, you know, if you were to do more than one, so if I did like the beginner, novice, and then the height, that's 2 categories. You're paying for each category. Then if I did a whole other category, so say if I did figure or bikini, that's more money. Yeah, so.
Oh wait, and there are different like bodies of those things, right? Like different I guess organizations, you know, like IFBBC. Why do they always have weird names and stuff?
Honestly, I don't even know. I think it's IFBB Pro.
Yeah,
I think
you'd have like, anyway.
Yeah, there's different ones. And so CPA, there's the Canadian Physique Alliance. That's what that means. But then there's also like one that's like the States. I don't know that one because I didn't do that one. But the one that I did was the Canadian one. And they're very picky with how you pose as well. Like, so, and having a coach is also beneficial for that, because that was an issue that we had.
Wait,
myself
so with the posing, what do they look for?
I guess they look to make sure that you're doing it right. So there's different poses. So for wellness, my category, there's a front, a side, a back, a side, and then a front again.
Oh, so you kind of do like a 360.
It's pretty much a 360. For bikini, it's just like front and back. It's like, that's it.
Do you so when you get there, do you have to flow from pose to pose, or you pose and they're like, okay, now turn, then pose?
And that's exactly, so with my coach, because she does posing, she's able to help me with like transitions.
Yeah, because you know, I think
you're like, okay, this is awkward. What do I do next?
Yeah.
So she would guide me and show me on like what I should do.
Yeah.
Like, so that was helpful. Yeah. Very helpful.
No, because you know, I like this thing. The lady, she was freaking great at it. She was really, and I don't think people deserve to be killed
Yeah.
But you know, there are some people.
I can't believe that. Yeah. Maybe, you know what? The reasoning maybe had nothing to do with bodybuilding,
No,
right?
no,
Like,
oh,
it was just a
no, no, the
coincidence.
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
No. So, like, the bodybuilding, I can't remember the name, but the bodybuilding had nothing to do with it. The guy was just not the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really, I've still not finished the show, so I don't know how it ends, but it is freaking amazing.
I gotta watch the show.
Yeah, I can't remember the title, but like it's there. It's big. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, but right now the biggest show, I'm sidetracking, but I'll just say is a dog that's worth $400 million.
A dog.
Yes.
A dog.
Yeah, like
See?
the owner of the dog was worth 400 million, and then she gave all the money to the dog. And then this guy is taking care of the dog, but I'm sure there's like a story there.
But like,
somewhere.
why would anyone actually give money to an animal? Like, I feel like the theory to that makes no sense. Like, what?
Maybe they didn't. Oh, talking about bodybuilding, there is a show you should check it out. It's called Physical 100. It's Korean, which of course.
Oh, I did see that on Netflix. Actually, I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, okay, this is interesting.
It's freaking cool. And that's the other thing I'm going to ask you though, because there were people that were like bodybuilding and they were big, but then there were like people that were small and they are gymnasts and cheerleaders but the competition would favor what. So like there was one where they are hanging. Obviously, the smaller people would do better in that one.
Are you talking about the show?
Yeah,
okay,
the physical thing. And then there's one where it's like physically fighting. Obviously, the big people win. So you should check it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to bodybuilding. So I was talking about this lady. She's like posing, and you know, some people just come pose and do this. And how you kind of flow from one to one looks cool.
Yeah. I definitely. It takes a lot of work.
Do you have to have a music you do, or they just play music?
So I didn't get to pick my music. Certain categories you can because you have like a routine. So like you get on stage and you're posing all around the stage, but it's like a full routine. With wellness, you don't really get like a routine, so they pick the music. So my music actually sucked. I was very salty when I got on stage. I was like, are they for real?
This?
Like, yeah, I was dying to pick my own music because it would have been some Afro beats on stage and that would have been a vibe. That would have been a vibe, but obviously I couldn't.
So how long do you have for your posing? And do you pose alone or do you pose with other people?
I think it was 30 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, like they don't like count like 30, 29, but like basically when you got like a few seconds, they're like 10 seconds remaining or something like that.
Oh, okay. I thought it buzzed your shit.
I know. I was like really nervous about that because I'm like, okay, like I don't want them to be counting down the whole time because I feel rushed. I did feel rushed anyways, and I was also really nervous, but they do like count down as you get closer to like the time off mark.
Do they like with outfits, is that part of the plan or your routine or
no? Oh, that's the other thing. So bikinis, they are not cheap. Don't
you just buy something in the store?
No,
they have to be like specific.
You can get scored down if you just wore like a bikini, like you're gonna go like swimming, no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So they have like special.
Yeah, like rhinestones. Like you need rhinestones. Like I honestly can't even believe that I paid that much for a bikini. So to this day. Like,
and you wear it just for this one day.
One day. And I keep saying to myself, I'll just sell it. And I'm like, oh, but it just seems like a keepsake. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, so that's also very expensive. Obviously, you can find people that can make it cheaper, but it's, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you try to go the cheap route, it looks cheap. And then the judges pay attention to stuff like that for sure.
Okay, so so the other thing that, you know, and this is just some people have this whole, objectifying that, you know, there are people that say, oh, you know, you are getting judged by, well, it's mostly like beauty pageants, but they also kind of link it to bodybuilding.
Yeah.
How do you feel about stuff like that?
I feel like it's what you sign up for. You know, I feel like you can't feel a certain way about something that you know you're walking into.
Right.
That's just my opinion. So, like, for me, like, I asked for judge feedback because I wanted to know, like, what I could improve on. So she actually commented on everything. So, like, my hair, my makeup.
Wait, hair?
Yeah, like, they...
What the fuck? Hair?
you don't realize that they're looking at that stuff, but they are.
So
I mean,
what? If you just put it in a ponytail, it counts down? Or?
I don't think that if you put it in a ponytail, I'm not sure what they would have to say about that.
Oh, what if it's shaved off then?
Well, if your hair is short, your hair is short. Like some people
Right.
don't do anything with that, but like, I mean, she said that my hair makeup was spot on, so like that was reassuring.
Right.
But
Wait, makeup too. Do you have to do your makeup?
so I paid for
thing
makeup.
the other thing I saw is that you get sprayed. Do you have to get sprayed and shit?
Oh yeah. So that was the other thing. So I was like, okay, like I'm black. Like, do I get a spray tan? Like, is that necessary? It is.
Oh my god.
Apparently, like I mean, I do see why after I got a spray tan. I said, okay, I can understand. Your body is first of all, your skin tone is very even all the way down, which makes the muscle definition very easy to see.
Right.
Yeah, because you got lighter, darker parts of your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I got the spray down, I mean, I was like, I am dark. But like besides then, when I could see my photos, I'm like, I understand now for sure. Yeah. It was weird because you're going in like a little tent and butt naked, nothing on at all.
No?
Nothing on at all. Like it's one of those things where you just have to just get through it. Just get through it.
How long does it take to do the whole body?
Well, so you do first coat and then there's a second coat. First coat's one day, second coat's the next day.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like it's
wait, and you also pay for this, right?
Yes, you do pay for this. There's always these hidden fees. There's so many fees. You're like doing these calculations in your mind. You're just like, oh my gosh. So you gotta pay them to spray you.
Right.
Crazy. So you're just like got arms wide out, and they're like, all right, turn around. They'll tell you to like bend over a little bit. Like it's very like
it's like you're at the airport.
Yes, it's very like, oh my gosh, like you're in my space right now. And so they're like, there's tents set up all in one room. They got like a little window where you can see other people, but you can't see their body.
Right.
So everyone's all the females are in there just getting like a spray down. And then they put a fan on you and you can't like touch your legs. You just have to stand there and then like flip around. Oh man,
How long does it take to dry?
I think she said, if I can remember, it was like, I think she said, okay, give it like a minute per side or 30 seconds each side, something like that. So I was just like keeping like a mental note in my head because I couldn't touch anything, right? Because they spray your hands.
Wow.
They do your hands too. So you got to take your jewelry off, your rings, all that stuff. And if you put your arms down or anything, like the tan can drip. And when it dries, it doesn't look good.
Right, because of the line.
Yeah, you get the lines and yeah, because that's happened with some people when they start sweating too on stage.
Oh,
and it starts dripping down. It doesn't.
But like with the lights, don't everyone sweat?
They do, especially guys. Guys sweat like crazy. But I feel like I was only on there for a short period of time, so it's like, okay, let's just get her done.
Oh wait, so once you do your 30 seconds, that's it. You don't come out again, or
they do like first call outs and second call outs. So you do your own routine on stage by yourself. They need you to come off, and then you come on as a group, and then they do like, okay, first call outs, meaning like if you get the first call out, it's a good thing because it means the judges were looking at you and they're going to compare you. This is when they start doing the first, second, and third mentally in their mind. They're like, okay, I'm going to compare this person. So then you get on stage with the group of people that got the first call out, and then they say, okay, 41 and 42 switch, or 40 or 53 and whoever. And that's when you get based. You don't realize, but as you're getting moved, that's how the judges are placing you in their minds. They don't say, okay, you're first, second, and third.
Mm-hmm.
That's just mentally how they're judging you. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like it is.
Insane.
And like being on stage with like no clothes on, like posing in front of a group of people is also very strange. Like my family was there, my grandmother was there.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
It was. I mean, she thought she really would just want to be part of the experience. I think,
right.
Because obviously it's strange. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Especially like when your family is going to a show that they've never been to a show like that, so they're just like, what is going on here?
Like
it's a little weird, but like,
is it loud and stuff in that place?
Well, it's loud because of the music and stuff, but people also like are cheering on their friends. Or
so do people sit down to watch? Is it standing?
Yeah,
okay.
They were sitting down. I didn't look at anybody. I was so nervous. I was like looking like straight through, like looking at the judges. I was just like looking down at them the whole time because I was so stressed. Like,
yeah, know what? I was just thinking of something now. What if there's a contestant that really needs their glasses to see? You can't wear your glasses though. You just have to suck it up and kind of wing it.
I know some females that do wear glasses had contacts in. I don't know what the situation is.
Obviously.
Yeah,
right,
but I know
right.
sometimes with people's vision, contacts are not available. So I'm like, I don't know what would happen with them. I've
Okay.
never seen, so maybe they just wear their glasses or they just go blind. I don't
Okay,
know.
so we are going on this roller coaster of
Yeah.
training and competing. How was your, what did you rank? What did you call it? Did you get placed? Yeah.
Place. I came in second.
Holy shit, your very first time.
My very
How
first
was
time.
it?
So, okay. And it's funny because when I came in second, I was like, wow, like I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like, so proud of myself because if I'm being honest, so I was eating off plan. So like
Did you tell your coach this?
Oh yeah, like she was like, Chassidy, the conversation keeps getting worse as you keep talking. Yeah, like and same with posing, like people would go to like rooms, gyms, and pose for like an hour.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, like for me, like I get up. No, on the weekends I'd get up, pose for my check-in pictures, take off my heels, and just go about my day.
Oh, you have to wear heels.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is going on here?
You do. You have to wear heels. So. It's brutal. It is like.
What?
Yeah, like I was like.
At what point in the day do you start wearing heels though? Like once you've done your.
Well.
Oh wait, you do the second spray tan on the day, right, of the competition?
Yeah.
Okay, so after you're dry, you now dress up. When do you start wearing your heels?
Well, you don't have to wear heels until you're actually gonna get on stage.
Oh,
yeah, you don't gotta wear them all day long.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Great. Woo. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Well, you wear the thing. Does the height of the heel help in any way?
So that's the other thing. So your heels have to be a certain inch of platform.
Did they come out measure?
They literally have to like. They're so specific. Like it's insane. Like they're very like. So I think my heels were like 3/4 inch. I think.
That's insane.
Yeah, they were high.
Crazy.
They were high.
And then you kind of have to match with your bikini, right?
Well,
or does it matter?
Well, I feel like it's just like they just look for clear heels. Like they just have to be like see-through. Like I had ones that had like.
Why does it have to be see-through?
Well, you can't just like put like these bright red stilettos on and get on stage and be like, "These are my heels." Like you can't really do that. Like it has to be. I think it's just a part of like the uniform. Like it has to be clear.
Well, second, what do you win? Do you win like?
You get a medal, but if you win overall, so there's first, second, and third,
In your
and then
category,
and then you get like person that won overall for all the categories.
No way. Let's rewind now, right? Okay, so we have the novice.
Yeah.
In a certain height.
Novice is just everyone.
Okay.
Novice is everyone.
Right.
And then the other categories are just height based.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so what is the overall then? Is it overall in height, overall in novice, or?
It's like overall in that entire category for all the heights. So for instance, I know it's weird because it's like, okay, how do I get first place here? And then, but typically the person that gets, say for instance, like, so categories A, B, C, D, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, if a person gets first place in A and then another person gets first place in B, they still look at overall, who do I think pretty much looks.
So
yeah.
If I'm getting this correctly, we have A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
You have first, second, third in A, first, second, third in B. Is that, and then you now take this, I don't know, 15 people, whatever, and then you rank them again by 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
It's pretty much like you.
So it's like that's some bullshit, man. Like I've won my category. Why do I need to be ranked? How are they gonna? That's some bullshit. So why don't they just put everybody in the same place and then rank it from the thing?
I don't know.
That's some bullshit. Like, fuck this shit.
That's literally what it is, though. And you're like, okay, so
What? Why them not? These guys, man, this is a money making scheme right here. Cause like, if you're still gonna rank me against the winners of those teams, then just put everyone in the same freaking boat. How many like what's the number of, I guess, contestants for each category?
So it's different each time. There was a lot, like at the competition that I did, there was a lot of people. Like I was like, whoa, this is gonna be a hard one. Because everyone looked really good. So I was like, man, I was eating off plan. Like if I would have just stuck to the plan. But like my coach told me, she was like, I've been telling you, stick to it. But sometimes I was just like, you know what, a little chips here and there isn't gonna hurt.
So now you take your second in your category. Then did you rank place overall now?
No, I did novice, and then I did I think I was in B category. So in B novice, I didn't place at all. Novice, I didn't get first, second, or third because everyone in novice, there was people that placed first, second, or third, and I didn't place in that category. But that's a perfect example as to why you should do more than one.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't do two, I would have walked away with nothing, right? So I said to myself, we're gonna do two. First competition, I want to at least try to get something out of it. So I did the second category, which was the height-based one. Which is not people that was their first time. I was judged against people that have done it before, stuff like that. So in that category, I placed second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some bullshit, though, if you ask me. Anyway, so let's rewind a little bit. I'm going to let you go soon because this thing is blowing my mind. Actually, I have you back because I have so many questions. But let's rewind. The whole thing started with you because of mental health. And that's why I'm like, you're a mental health advocate, even though you don't want to call yourself that. But why is mental health and all that important to you?
It's important to me because I went through a lot. So mentally, I needed basically an escape. I needed something to help with my thoughts and my outlook on life because I was in a very, very dark place. So that's why I was like, fitness, because nothing was working. I was trying music, I was trying drawing. They're like, oh, why don't you pick up a activity, do something on the side? Like nothing was for me. Like I was like, I don't think this is for me. Sports, it wasn't for me. Like, but like I feel like going to the gym, you physically you feel so much pain that you don't think of anything else in life. You're just there, like, let me get through this set, let me push through the set. And pushing through all of that weight or all that pain, you release so much that you don't realize. You just go home and you just feel like, wow, I did therapy. Went to therapy. It's great.
I see.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm like, oh my God.
No, I'm
always watching those videos online.
It's so good. Like, you ever just like, even when you're angry and you're just like, it just does something for me.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you did that competition. Are you going to do other ones or is that it? And you're just going to...
So, I do want to do one again. I don't. Everyone keeps asking me, like, everyone keeps thinking I'm getting on stage and asking me when. I don't have a date. It's whenever I wake up one day and say, let's do this.
The day hasn't come yet.
No.
Oh, okay. Last question. I keep saying last question, but
there's so many questions.
I know. You like, do you ever get people on Instagram saying, I see you do this. Do you want to like train me or can I train with you? How do you handle that?
I say, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a certified personal trainer. That's what I say. I know you said this last time when you're like, I don't get that. Yeah. But like, I feel guilty being like, okay, yeah, I can train you. Yes, what I will say to them is, I'm not a personal trainer, but I will train you, but I won't do it for free. That's what I tell them. I give them the knowledge that they know that I'm not certified, but I'm not like this is also you using my time,
Yeah,
right? So
I mean,
I will tell them like I will charge you, I will train you, but I'm not doing it for free.
those rhinestones are not gonna pay off the rhinestones.
But like the thing is, I want them to know. It makes me feel better that they know that I'm not training. Like I'm not portraying that I'm a personal trainer. I can get you here. This is you knowing that I'm not certified, but you're still willing to have me train you. Then that's okay with me.
No, I mean, like anyway, just my 2 cents. I'm like, you've put in the work, you know what you're doing to a point, and if you're just sharing the knowledge you have, why not? Why not get paid for that? Okay, real last question now. You've been on this journey, and what is it like being? I don't know how many Black women were on stage when you're doing that, but
not many.
Yeah, so how?
I think in total there was 3 Black women in that whole competition, and that was me, my sister, and someone else that I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
How like does that feel for you? And is it something?
Honestly, it was kind of empowering. I feel like you have to look at it like that because it's like, look what I'm doing that isn't common, right? I'm like putting myself on stage, putting myself out there. And it's not that it's not common in the world, because it is, but in Halifax, Nova Scotia, no. And I feel like I like it because, I mean, this is my outlook. I feel like it gives people like that motivation that are also Black and be like, oh, I can do that too, right? Because you see Black females on stage and you're like, okay, so it isn't just a white folk thing. Like Black people can do it too. They sure can. So lead by example is how I like to look at it. So
why?
Yeah.
Chassidy, thank you so much for coming to the podcast today.
You're welcome.
Had an awesome time. Like I think that it's a fucking scheme. I should set up my own lifting thing because you're making money from just joining.
Yeah.
Then the category.
And you don't get money after. So.
Oh, like that thing is just spending money.
Unless you go pro, there's no money involved.
Thank you so much.